All right, we're live. And this week I do the introduction. Welcome to the Guitar Gear Locker. We have Alex and Seth Donaldson. Seth is a fellow Marylander, and us Marylanders got to hang together. So they are live on the road from between Seattle and
Yeah, we are in. We're outside of a day off today in, I think.
Ontario, Oregon.
Oh, we are in
Ontario,
Ontario, Oregon. Okay, I thought
Oregon.
I was in Idaho.
Idaho. Ontario, Idaho.
Yeah,
We passed the
Yeah.
Ore-Ida potato processing facility. So,
Really?
yeah, so, tater tots are everywhere across the land. It's just as far as the eye can see.
Oh, this is going to be fun. So we so far we have one. So it takes a couple minutes for things, people to join in and build up when we're live, and then you're going to see that we're going to have some So YouTube tries to go out and find an audience. So there'll be some screwball comments that come in here, like, "What are you all talking about?" Even though it says Guitar Gear on it. So anyways, how's the tour been going?
tour's been fantastic. Now we did a few warm up gigs coming out to California. So the warm up gigs, we did 4 shows.
I did Baton Rouge. We did something else, Houston, and then San Antonio, and then Vegas. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those shows were just us, Deicide and Riding Christ. And then the official tour, Godless 4 tour, as it's called, started in San Diego. San Diego, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was, that's what the official tour, starting with Behemoth. And yeah, the show's been phenomenal. I mean, I think pretty much all the shows been sold out, I think.
Wow.
So,
Packed crowds, like from the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
good crowds, and not size, but good crowds, into it.
Yeah. Great crowd last night. Portland, I have to say, was the most wild crowd so far. They win the prize so far.
Really?
So, and Portland is always I don't know. It's weird because me and Ross were having this discussion last night about certain areas of the states and what used to be weak for metal and what is strong now. So for instance, Seattle and Portland, they're just really hardcore for underground extreme metal and just amazing. So so the tour.
Now, how would you rate them? I know you said on the European tour it was Spain, so Portland and Spain.
Spain still they still have the gold medal.
Really?
People crowd surfing by the second song. It's of the night. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, look who's with us. I knew Cheech would be, but it's going to be hard to figure out what time we're going to be on because it's going to bounce around. What's up, guy? After you see you doing a show on the road. Yeah.
How are you?
We have Seth with us. And so I didn't, you can tell exactly what Seth does because I didn't say that in an introduction that I flubbed.
Yeah, so Seth is our front of house engineer, and he is the one that is responsible for making us sound good because we really don't, So if it wasn't for this guy,
not true.
He really makes the magic happen, and definitely I would say hands down the best sound engineer we've had, and and he's a brother, and so maybe you can kind of break down a little bit what you do, and
that would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely not true. They do sound great, and I think the biggest factor in being or having a successfully engineered product is that both sides of the coin are are good looking. You got the band that knows how to play, that knows their songs and has well written songs. Then you have the person on the other side, on the consumer end, that can that knows how to listen to it and knows how to divide up all the frequencies. Make them all work together. So the band works with each other. It's a game of geometry and colors and all that. If you want to get really deep into it, but it's a privilege to work with Immolation because they have the camaraderie of a band that's been together for decades, and and it when they all get together, when they all, we're down the road, a few weeks in, it gets tighter and tighter and more polished and more polished. So, you get this shiniest turd in the pot. So,
Yeah.
it's
I was gonna say he got really serious, like big boyish there for a while, and then he said turd.
yeah,
Which is
that's
awesome.
what we're all doing. We're polishing some shit.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's really a lovely experience being with these guys, and I feel like I'm the lucky one getting to be with
Yeah.
this. They treat me like family, and it's
That's
a
cool.
lot of fun. But yeah, it's we do my favorite part of tour is lunch break. So I just like to try to get all the work done and as quick as we can, and they're all really good about that too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
And,
How long
and
have you been doing
it's
it?
like a performance on your end too,
a little
like
bit.
working the board,
Right,
and
right.
even like with leads and stuff like that, little nuances and guitar stuff that he will add, a little sauce to the sound.
Little sauce.
Yeah.
The cool thing about I mean, you guys have such a developed sound, and you guys have made the choices over the years of like what you actually like to use, and it's never a bad guitar tone in the on the stage with these guys, and
Right.
um, every once in a while you see a new guitar pop up, or I see a new guitar pop up. I'm like, oh, that red matches the red that's on the new album. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that's freaking cool. Or
Yeah.
like the colors of the guitars match the colors on their t-shirts. Like, oh, this is great.
Right.
That's cool. It's
Right.
really well thought out. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
privileged to work with these guys. So.
Now,
Yeah.
when you all switch up guitars and we talked about amps and all that kind of stuff, how does that affect what you do on the sound?
Oh, it's a huge every little decision kind of affects the next decision you have to make. So I
Right.
know we every once in a while there's like a little guitar taste that someone has that, all right, well, we got to talk about this because does it fit? Is it something that's gonna like weight the sound one way or another,
Right.
so it's a big team decision. But when I'm mixing Immolation, there's a lot of, especially I like in the new songs, there's a lot of harmonies in the guitar, uh,
Right.
and they're either playing things in unison, Bob and Alex, or they're playing slight harmonies, so
Right.
there's an opportunity from my perspective to, like I was saying earlier, to divide up frequencies, so
Sure.
I like get Bob's guitar to be like kind of throaty and backboney, and then I can
Right.
get Alex's guitar to be a little bit more glistening,
Right.
so when he's like usually doing rhythm, the rhythm stands out a little bit more on the high end, and then when he goes to play a solo, it's like, all right, Alex is soloing. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's actually kind of cool. So you are kind of behind the scenes, kind of polishing the sound.
yeah. I mean, it's the with today yeah. This is a tech.
He's not
This is
behind the
tech.
scene. He's actually in front of the scene.
Yeah. This is a tech podcast, so we can get techie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
With
You
the
can get as
digital-
nerdy as you want.
There's like the digital sound consoles nowadays lets you piggyback off the last stick, like almost like you can load up what you had the past show to today's show and go from there, or you can remember a few shows back, hey, I liked that room better than I liked that room, so I'm going to go and work on that show. So now I have a scene for Immolation on my little, not really too flashy digital console, but it's a scene that's been like developing for 3 years now.
Right.
And it just gets better and better and better. And even yesterday I was making some progress in like making the drums sound good. The best part about being on tour as some sort of support act is that you have a highly developed headliner, and I can just pick ideas off those guys, and incorporate them into my workflow. It's
Wow. That's cool.
yeah, it's great. It's a good
Yeah.
opportunity. Like I said, when you have the talent that can play it the same way every time,
Right.
it's just a
Now,
good road to success.
when you're working on your part of the show, do you get with the other bands techs to to kind of like exchange ideas or whatever?
What we'll do is we'll do it I'll do that minimally. And by minimally, I think what are we 13 days
Mhm.
13 days into the tour now, and I just asked the headliner sound engineer yesterday about like snare sound, and he
Okay.
told me stuff that I already knew, which
Yeah.
but
Of
sometimes
course, you're from Maryland. Why the fuck you asking him?
I know. Well, hey man,
Or
because
wait, what? No,
he's
but
got
I'm
he's
joking.
got decades on me, man.
Yeah,
So,
right.
no, but the it's nothing that I didn't know, and sometimes you just need an outside perspective, to, like
Sure.
slap you in the face and get you into shape. But
Yeah.
just had some developments yesterday that made me a lot more happy with
Yeah.
the mix I'm getting in the consumer side.
Right. I think like anything, even with working on guitars, I just said this earlier. I was working with another tech. It's always good. I like to go into things when I'm working with other techs and say, "Hey, show me how you do it," and just pretend like I don't know how to do it. And maybe I'm just pretending I do know how to do it. But I like to see how they do it, and then maybe something in their process is better, and I can enhance what I do.
Yep.
Like take the best. It sounds like that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah. And the fun part about this tour is that it seems that every band on the bill is extremely developed,
Oh yeah,
and they go back quite a ways. So
right.
it's I feel like I'm in a privileged position right now to be
Now,
around
is
all this
that
talent.
intimidating for you? I know we're not talking about Immolation or Alex a bit, but we'll just talk to you.
Okay.
Alex, can you hold the phone?
No, this is fun. Oh yeah. You look
No,
great,
I mean,
Alex.
is
Don't
that
worry.
intimidating for you? Because they all are well-established bands and been around forever. For
I'm
you,
from
is that
Maryland.
intimidating?
It's not intimidating. I'm from Maryland.
What? Okay, dumb question. You're right. If I'm not even going to say the word, I don't like the two letters. I'm not going to say where. Bowie.
Oh man, yeah. PG County, baby. Yeah, no.
We can't say PG.
PG, Reverend PG. It's not. I don't think it's intimidating. Because there's not that vibe.
Yeah,
It's sort of what's an old, not old saying, but the weakest man in the room is the loudest man in the room. Like
yeah.
so everybody's really secure in what they do, and
Right,
there's a bunch of personalities. I mean, honestly, like when Deicide is there, it's going to be a party. So,
right, right.
and their whole crew is just lovely.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I mean, I had the privilege of mixing them the first 3 days of the tour. That
Oh,
was
cool.
insane. That was such a good time.
Yeah,
But yeah, and that was a little intimidating because I hadn't met any of them before, and the whole camp
right.
knows Glenn and Jeremy and all that. So,
Yeah.
um, and Steve. But that was the only 3 intimidating days where I'm this guy who is a mixed genre, or like a blended genre mixer, has to
Right.
go and mix one of the first death metal bands the way death metal sounded
Yeah.
back in the day. So
Right.
when
Right.
when I was 3 years old, and definitely not listening to death metal. So
Right. Right.
yeah, yeah, but
Um,
yeah, in terms of that, it's a friendly tour, and if I can learn something, I will. But that's just part of my personality. So
Mhm.
I know. So if anybody has any questions, fire them in. Cheat said it just came online.
yeah.
It shows
Should we
people have
start
been
over?
watching it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, let's start all over.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. I see people watching.
I mean,
I
I got a question for Seth. So Seth has also done the Bacon Brothers, which is Kevin Bacon's band as well. So completely different style of music. So how would you say what is the difference between mixing something like that live to mixing something like us?
Right. The Bacon Brothers stage setup is like you can't run that show without a guitar tech. They have at least 18 different stringed instruments to cycle
oh,
through. So what you're there is that was I worked for them for a solid 2 years as their backup call, just like I started with Immolation.
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
And the last tour I did with them was in the fall, and you know, I created methods to deal with the problems that I was to solve the problems that I was having.
uh-huh.
And that's if we're not aware, that's like a country folk band. with a little bit of rock and roll influence. So there's electric guitars, got New York players, Nashville players, but everybody's like primo, like in that band, either the songwriters or the players. And the amount of acoustic instruments creates the instruments that either have pickups, like either active or piezo pickups, or need to be mic'd. You have a very strong presence of wild frequencies. So I had to, develop exercises that we would do during sound check, where I would have to max out the gain on each of the instruments and then cut away things that that took off or didn't sound good. Then when you bring the gain back down to like a workable level, it glistens. It sounds amazing. It sounds supernatural. Like not super. It sounds very natural. Now that's a low gain situation with multiple acoustic instruments. Switch over to a high gain situation with a lot of electronic instruments and electric guitars, bass, only one microphone on the voice, a couple of guitar cab mics and drum mics, completely different mix, and completely different philosophy for mixing. Just like I rely more on microphone choice with this band, with Immolation, to complement everybody's playing style and their individual sounds.
Well, I guess when a band plays with a lot of high gain, there's probably a fine line between getting it right, not getting it right. Like it could just sound like a lot of stuff, or it could sound like individual instruments, right?
Yep. So there's always a compromise. When the sound check, I like to think sometimes I can do a sound check just by having conversations and listening to blips, and that like do that for a half hour, back and forth. Can you and can Alex and you and Bob play together with the system off so I can hear how your guitars sound naturally? And nobody's played a song yet, but we've been up there for 15 minutes, and then as soon as they drop the song, it sounds perfect, just because we've all worked out exactly what sound we're putting out that day.
Who's easier to work with, Bob or Alex?
I know the answer to that question.
No, for me,
okay, I'm not going to do that to you.
They're equally as okay. So let me tell you, I stopped doing monitors for this band, because they weren't equally as easy to work with. And now since
I'm the hard one.
And now since I don't do monitors, Alex is a lot easier to work with.
Well, wait a minute. I will tell you this. And so, wait a minute. Alex is the hardest one?
No. I'm saying he's easier now.
Okay. You know what?
I'll answer that question. I'm definitely the most difficult.
Yeah.
No doubt.
True story. Yesterday, I had to go by Alex's house to pick up a guitar that we're having a problem with a string on. You can mention the name of the company if you want. But anyways, while I was there, I swear to God this happened. I hope she's watching. She said, Cynthia, Alex is such a diva.
My wife.
Did she say diva or it was something like that? Gee, it was funny. I was like, no, he's very easy because I work with him doing guitar tech stuff. He's actually very easy to deal with, I think.
It's I love it when people know what they want.
Yeah.
And Alex knows what he wants, but I forget things because I'm kind of, I got tunnel vision when I'm mixing, especially in these bigger rooms where, I'm 180 degrees away from the monitor setup, and also, 50 feet or more away. There's no way I'm going to get their monitors right, from front of house with the limited time that we have. So I'll even spend time on planning and bringing extra cables so, we can integrate with any system and I can just delegate that. But having the monitors right and having everybody hear themselves as they need to be heard is it's integral for a good performance. And that's kind of another reason I wanted to step back from doing that, because it's it's just it's an intimidating process to be able to have to basically it's like shooting bullseye with your eyes closed, trying to do monitors from way far back.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Each had. He
it's
said, "How hard is a guitar tech's job to keep up with the show?" Just out of curiosity.
a guitar tech. Oh, is that one of the questions you got on the?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, Slay.
So I did not do a guitar tech position, but I worked closely with the guitar tech, and I have seen back with the Bacon Brothers band, I've seen two guitar techs and how they both work differently. But the guitar tech's day involves making sure every instrument is in tune. And what you do is you have a set list, that has all the songs printed out in order. And the guitar tech needs to have proper tuning for each song. So
Right.
the good ones will have different guitars that have different tunings, but they need to make sure they're right on there as they pass that guitar off. If not, they could look at having to get another job.
Yeah.
But with the Bacon Brothers, there's like one or two instruments that I do not envy that guy whatsoever. There's an auto harp, which is like an old folk instrument, and you'll hear it on like old Joni Mitchell shit and stuff like that. But it's like a little piano, and you have like 30 strings on that thing, so you got to wrench them all in. So the guitar tech has to rapid fire, quick tune, and precisely tune every instrument on time. Can't be late. It's a nightmare job for somebody.
No, not only that. So when you're a regular guitar tech, no matter if it's What I Do or Guitar Center or whatever, like you want to make sure all the tuning is stable and the intonation is right. But when it's Alex's guitar, somebody that's on stage a lot, especially somebody that's a session guy in Nashville or something, you need to make sure everything is spot on, including the intonation in particular. Like, I mean, we found that out, Alex, with the pickups at one time. Like, everything has to be spot on. Like, there's no margin for error in it. That's kind of the difference, I think.
Troubleshooting, It's like,
yeah.
And that's can be interesting,
Shredboard, cheers, guys. Awesome show last Wednesday. Oh, I saw you in San Francisco. That's right. He said he was going to be there. Brandon and Steven chatted with him. Always great seeing you guys. It's cool.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he said that in the last show that he was going to be there. Anybody else have any other questions?
We were still trying to, develop our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our formula or whatever. Get the machine well oiled, and I think we're pretty much there now.
We're pretty much there. Last night was. I think there's got to be a synergy between all the bands in order for everybody to hit on time and get that professional product. The show is a product,
Right.
It's it takes development every single time. But last night was definitely the most efficient night. And there were absolutely no problems whatsoever. Isn't that right, Alex?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very smooth.
Zero.
Last night.
And you probably get more and more locked in every time.
Pretty well.
Say it again.
You probably get more and more locked in every night.
Yeah. And just for the band knows what to do. I'm very lucky. The band knows exactly what to do. They know where to go, where to put the amps. If there's not electricity there for them, they're nice about it. Like the house crews. The house crew is a big variable too. But every night. But it's like it seems like we can go forward to the next day, building off the success of the night before. And that's how it should be on a good tour.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if anybody's like sometimes if your video drops and you all drop your cell, they're on a tour bus for anybody that we didn't mention that to. So they're in the back of the tour bus. If they go away, I'm signing off. I'm going to run. So here's my lab. So it's all over the internet that Ross uses auto-tune for his voice. Is that true?
Absolutely. In fact, I have two
Just made
channels,
that shit up.
two channels of auto. There's it's one on the left, and I D2 in the right, a minor third.
I
No,
completely
it's
made
straight.
that up.
No
Wow.
I
auto
just
tune, straight through. That is a natural. I don't even have to gain him up too much. It's naturally coming out of him.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, I meant like like one of the younger singers in their auto tune, the electronic stuff.
It's actually, I don't know if a lot of your viewers will agree with this, but sometimes those shows are really fun. When the I work I work at a Live Nation venue in Los Angeles when I'm home. Um, it's called the Echo, and it's a two-room venue, and we get a lot of different types of music there. We even had Fulci come through, which is like an Italian metal band, not too long ago, and that they were super stoked. I told them like, yeah, I mix in with. They're like, oh, we're glad you're here, but days in and out of that, we'll have like pop auto tune and like emo auto tune come through, and I don't know, I have fun with that. It's like a novelty kind of voice thing, but
Yeah.
it's just when I get to come out and be with the real freaking thing.
Oh, right.
The dude that can actually do this shit with his voice. It's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool to see it happen.
Do you think yeah, and I completely made that up. I didn't think we'd talk about auto-tune. But
I
do
mean,
you think
if Ross had to use auto tune, I think Ross would want to bail out.
Quit. Jump off the bus.
Yeah, I don't know him that well, but I agree. And I only so I say shit sometimes just to get a reaction out of Alex. That's all I do. I just want to see the look on his face. I don't know Ross well enough to be busting his chops, but I hope he enjoyed that.
Yeah.
We'll clip that out and send it to him so we can see.
Right.
I'll catch the heat for it if anybody.
I think there's other dumb things I've said that they've clipped out, right, Alex? There was something I said that was pretty funny that I heard made its way around. So I say some dumb shit, but I say that right up front.
I'd say it loud and proud.
That's it, man. You know how it goes. Really love hearing the new tunes. New album is fantastic. So how's it doing?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we've been playing, basically half the record live. And obviously, we have a new album to promote, and we're excited about the new stuff. So, I know some people will be like, oh, there may be a small portion of people that complain about that, but we only have a limited time to play. We're the opening band on the tour. So, so we want to promote the new album. So, but yeah, I mean, the reaction has been phenomenal to the new songs, because a lot of these people are just, that are fans of the band, just hearing their songs, live for the first, or hearing them for the first time, may not even have the record yet. So the new stuff has gone over pretty phenomenal, I would say. And for me, it's especially now, because we've gotten more well-oiled, as a machine now, and playing the new stuff. Because at first it was a little, oh man, like little loose a little bit, and now we really fine-tuned everything. And so yeah, I mean, we all love playing the new stuff, and it's been going over great. And we got a couple older ones in the mix too. One super old one, but we do have a couple off shows we got coming up. We're playing, I think, Kansas. It's just us, Rotting Christ, because there's a lot of days off on the tour, so we try to fill them in. And then we have other stuff with DSI as well on the way out. And I think there's one show in Albany what we're doing coming up to in New York. I think with us, DSI, and Rotting Christ. So those shows we'll play. Some of those shows will probably a little bit longer set. We'll throw some other older songs in there.
Are you all hearing anything like fan reaction to the new album?
Surprisingly, it's been pretty phenomenal. I mean, it's probably been the best, feedback that we've gotten at any album that's come out. It's pretty overwhelming. So I hope it keeps up. But, yeah.
I don't think that's surprising, by the way.
For us, it is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised a bit.
Yeah. And considering, the way the album was put together, because, there wasn't that much time, when it came down to kind of like, all right, the labels like, we need the record delivered by this time. And just the way the album was recorded too, because we recorded the record um in different parts of this, Steve did his drums in Ohio. Nobody was there. It was just Steve. And and rhythms, bass, vocals were done up in Rochester, New York, at a small studio, and then leads were done at my house, in Virginia. And so it was kind of, spread out. And that, a lot of it has to do with too, our, the guy that mixes and masters the record, Zach Warren. He did just a phenomenal job. And for the first time, we kind of let him just do his thing instead of criticizing every little thing. I think there was maybe like 3 mixes or something that he did, averse to maybe 12.
Right,
Where
right.
we're just like, all right, you just do it. Let him do his thing. And yeah, I think he really nailed the mix. And he's had the privilege of having the first vinyl that we got back in Finland, and
Oh
he
yeah.
listened to the vinyl and says it sounds really good. So
I got the oxblood color. It's so
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, and I got to kick back. Right before I did. Bob always sends me a set list consisting of WAV files and MP3s, and I have the option to listen to it before I come on tour and not
Yeah,
be totally surprised by what they're playing. I have that
right,
option.
right,
Not that I do it, but I have that option. But
right.
but I got to hear the record and before anybody else heard it,
Mhm.
and yeah, it does sound amazing. I definitely recommend streaming it or picking up a copy.
Absolutely. All right, Alex, I've been avoiding this. Which guitars did you bring on tour?
So I have. I'm using as my main guitar as a LTD, ESP LTD Arrow 1000 Deluxe, and it's installed with Fishman Modern pickups. And yeah, just phenomenal guitar. I did bring another guitar. There's some issues with that, so I'm going to be replacing that with another Arrow. Um, and I'll have I'll
Which
probably
is
switch.
here. It's
Yeah,
right
which
out
is here right
there.
now. And that guitar, that will probably become my main guitar, and then Seth will have to readjust with that
And
one
that,
maybe a little
oh
bit.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that has Fishman, Mick Thompson of Slipknot's signature pickups, and they're a little bit more. I don't know. They got a little bit more growl to them or something,
oh yeah.
than the
A lot
moderns.
more bite.
I mean, very similar sounding pickup, but
Yeah,
a little bit. It's like I like to quote Spinal Tap. These go to 11.
yeah,
So
yeah. Maybe
um,
11 and a half.
yeah. But
No,
yeah,
and that'll be on the tour in between Norfolk and
and Maryland.
Fillmore in
Yeah,
Maryland.
and Bob is using the same. He's using a red ESP LTD Arrow 1000 Deluxe, and his backup is a ESP LTD Black Metal Arrow. So he just got the red one recently, that our good friend Tony Rouser at ESP sent out, and Tony's the best. Shout out to Tony Rouser. We love you, brother. And yeah, and that guitar's really nice. I checked it out. It really just like beautiful neck, and the fret work is just phenomenal. Kind of like the one, very similar feel to the one that you have in the shop right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, and Ross is using what he always uses, his Ibanez, I think they're Sound Gear bases that he's been using for since what, 91, I believe. I remember when Ross first got his first Sound Gear, because Ross he always used Ibanez, but he used the Destroyer bases back in the day. And then he switched to the Sound Gear, and they're phenomenal bases. I'm using EVH. We're using EVH amps. Bob, unfortunately, his EVH took a shit early on in the tour. It needs a new transformer, so hopefully we get that replaced. So right now he's using a PV, um, and yeah, cabinets. We're using Vader cabinets. Ross is using his orange head with a Mesobuki cabinet that he's had forever for like 30 something years. Steve is using, what does Steve use?
Oh, it's kind of like a brown and black drum kit.
Oh my God, I can't, and the name escapes me. I'm sorry, Steve.
It's like a
think it's-
Turl or a Pama or something like
Mapex,
that.
Mapex or something.
Oh,
like Mapex.
yeah, there, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve's gonna kill me.
The tops of the drum, the tops, they're
yeah.
white,
They
right?
have skins on both sides.
And they're
and-
white.
Steve,
Yeah,
if you're
no,
watching,
no,
I apologize.
Oh
You
yeah,
hit them with 2 pieces of wood.
Amazing set though. I
they're
love
polished.
love
They're,
that
they're
set.
shiny, and we put mics on them.
Yeah.
We
And you
have
know,
to have Steve on so he can talk about his drums because we don't
And-
know shit about drums.
and speaking of Steve, to go back to the new record and the feedback of the record, Steve has this beginning, because I would say is his best drum performances on the new record, and the feedback on the reviews has been really amazing. Like Steve has really gotten the most props from
He's
the
a
new
beast.
record, and deservingly so. I mean, he
Yeah.
just killed it, and he's playing better than ever. So yeah, um, Steve is just, yeah, hats off to Steve, and
Yeah.
he's killing it. And I'm trying to think of other tech stuff that we're using. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what you're using.
Oh yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
This is one of the first tours I'm on where you know there's the kick drum is extremely solid because of the kick trigger that Steve's using. Um, and gosh, I don't want to say this wrong, but Foot Blaster seems right. At least that's, it might not be right, but that's the sticker that's on his case. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but the kick sounds dope. If you're gonna go to the Immolation show, I'm super stoked with the kick sound. But just using a whole bunch of Sennheiser clips on the mics or on the drums. But I'm using Earthworks TC20s as underhead Omni mics to kind of get a mixture of cymbals and drum body, and then little tiny Lewitt condensers that just came out not too long ago on the overheads. But my pride and joy I'm using on the guitar amps for this tour, which is a Mic Tech PM10 on Alex, and then 1970s released Sennheiser MD 441U on Bob's guitar. Unfortunately, somebody twisted the casing on that a couple days ago, so that's getting sent out for repair. Hopefully, that can get back. But and then everything else is just kind of standard, like D6 on the bass, and Ross sings through a Sennheiser 835. It's a pretty standard setup.
Well, see, you don't get that rig rundown from every. So you have to do a rig rundown one time. Like, take your phone out there.
Yeah.
You've been doing
yeah,
a great job with the film work there, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. Sometimes your camera zooms in, it zooms out. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, rig rundown.
Right now.
We'll try to do a quick one. It's very hard because we're the opening act and we only
Yeah.
have a limited time. So it's usually like rush,
Yeah.
because when you're, especially when you have a 4-band package like this,
Yeah.
and Behemoth has, most people know that are Behemoth fans. They have like a really big stage show, and it's really impressive. So if you have not seen Behemoth, get your ass out to see them because it's just an amazing show. So yeah, so we have, we got to be on the money every night. Everybody has to be, and so it's a tight schedule, so and especially for Seth, unfortunately he has probably the worst job to make things happen, to make sure things happen on time and on point.
Right.
And but we're fortunate, we have a great group of people out, and all the bands, we all been friends for a long time, and so it's kind of very family oriented tour too. It's Behemoth, or good friends, and Deicide and Rotting Christ, and even the Behemoth crew are good friends that we've known forever. And so yeah, it's a it's a positive environment, but it could be stressful sometimes, especially for Seth, because he's got a lot going on to make sure that everything happens on time.
We work
And
as
then he
engineers.
finally gets a day off, and you make him come on a podcast.
I know.
No, it's fine. We're hanging out. We're hanging out. But I don't think it would go as smooth if we didn't have Jason there.
Yes. Jason.
Jason's like
Yeah. Jason is the man.
he's organizing everything before we need it, and it's sort of like having somebody shuffle the deck of cards before you deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like ready. Every time there's a step to take, we're ready to go because we have that member of our team to just make sure that we're technically supported.
Yeah.
So we can all do our job.
Absolutely. Jason is the absolute best, hands down.
Yeah.
Always there, making sure everything happens, always on stage to make sure, there's no hiccups, and just phenomenal, and a brother too. It's like, our crew it's not just people that work for the band, they're family to us. So we got Jason is actually Jason Kaiser is the singer for the band Origin and Psychroptic. And so, Jason has been working for us for a lot of years now, and also our brother Kevin Stewart Panko, who's our merchandiser. Kevin also wrote the book, the Immolation book, and he's also our merch guy.
Available on tour.
Available on tour, absolutely. So, and so just to the tour has been phenomenal. And I love all the bands, and it's just such a great package, and I would say it's the best package we've ever done in the States. It's just really like a dream tour, for especially a lot of fans out there to see the lineup of these four bands. And my hats off to Nurgle and the Behemoth guys, because this is something that Nurgle wanted to happen, and he for the four of us to tour together. And he's Behemoth is now at the point now where they can kind of really make decisions and make things happen by themselves. They have that power now, and so we're really also honored to be on the tour with everybody. It's just such a it's kind of like the 50 and up tour. Too. So, but it's no complaints. So.
I get another one here real quick. You wanted to ask, which guitars do you use live or for recording of the album, or do you have studio only guitars?
The guitars I'm using I have not used on the album. I could say the last two albums I used my ESP E2 Millie Petroza signature. It's a double arrow, and I haven't used that guitar much on the road. I think I may have used it like one tour or something like that. But that guitar, I used on in the studio, and also for rhythms. It's an ESP E2 Horizon that I have, and I use that in the studio. But a lot of guitars I use in the studio, like the ESP Eclipses. Like there's one that I have that's super heavy. That I just I love to play it live, but it's just too much on it'll destroy my shoulder. But I do have basically guitars that I strictly use in the studio, and then guitars for live. The LTDs work out great live. I mean, they're great guitars. They're not the most expensive, and they're worth more than the cost. There's no doubt. You as a guitar repair person, you kind of see these guitars come in, and we talk about this. Like how great the quality is of those instruments. But I do have guitars that I use strictly for the studio.
Well, we know we did the video of the guitars you were taking out, and the one is here that we talked about, and that really the day before you found out like something felt off, and it turned out you had a bad lot of strings because two separate packs had the wrong fifth string in it.
Yes.
So So it kind of went, if you're working from top to bottom, it went thick, thin, thick, then one down like it should.
Yeah.
So he found that. We were trying to diagnose it over the phone, but it's like the night before he's going out. So
Yeah.
he had to do something else. So I grabbed it yesterday and we're going to get it ready to get the Fillmore.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
and-
using my main guitar right now. I've been using is which I used on the last Mayhem tour as well. It's a dark brown burst, I think it's called. Great guitar. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds really good. Plays great. So
Yeah.
no complaints.
And how is the ice cream out west, Mr. Books? I'm
was
sure there's an
really-
inside joke.
It's funny. So me and Bob were having a discussion today. I saw a Dairy Queen that's close by where we're parked, and he was like, "Oh man, first ice cream of the tour." I'm like, "No, I had it in San Diego," and I think you went too, right? We all got ice cream.
Which ice cream was that? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, wait, now how does it compare? Not that we're going to talk about ice cream, but we can.
Remember now.
How does it? Have you been to Carl's yet here? Have you even been there?
I don't think so. No,
Oh my God, Alex! How about move through?
I just
Move
had,
through?
no.
All right, we have to do those
think
when you
that-
get back. You can compare them to the West Coast.
Yes, I've been to the place that's by Publix. It was really good.
Oh my God!
Publix? Wait,
Yeah,
where's there a Publix?
there's a Publix like not far from my house.
Oh, yeah.
Your house in Virginia.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was a Florida thing.
No.
No, they made it up this far.
Oh my God, the sandwiches there though.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Everything's
Yeah.
Publix. Yeah, I love Publix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions. So what are y'all doing? Today's your day off. What are y'all doing? What's everybody doing with their day off? Anything good
Dairy
or just
Queen
resting?
and hopefully a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I want to do. What do you want to? What do you want to talk about, Alex? What do you want to do?
Oh, you all are. It's earlier there, so like
You know
we're
what?
in the evening now.
You know what I gotta say? I got the best sleep of the whole tour last night. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
That's
You know.
good.
I can't speak for like Sakis or Rotting Christ. He's having a rough time. he needs a week of sleep, But
Yeah. Well, they're in a. I mean, talk about different time zones. You're a couple hours off. They're a half a day
yeah,
off.
yeah. Well, they're coming from Greece, so
Yeah.
it's sometimes. I mean, I had the worst jet lag I ever had in my life. Actually, coming home from the Mayhem
Europe?
tour.
Yeah. That was
And it usually only lasts like a day, 2 days or something like that. And I usually kind of bounce back, but I don't know what it was on that last tour. I was fucked, man.
Yeah.
So
well on the days off, we usually just try to relax a little bit, but also try to re-up on the things that we spent, hit the Walmart, hit the Home Depot.
yeah,
Yeah, and just hope you're in a good place you're in a good location to get a few things done.
Yeah. So it's like a resupply day kind of thing.
yeah.
Recharge, resupply.
I got to recharge. I got to re-up on some coffee today, and I ran out of Death Wish coffee, so I got to get some more of that. And
Does Seth know you're a coffee snob?
I mean, we usually just kind of nerd out and just goof off and be stupid with each other and laugh. And I don't know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I saw it in Europe, and I've seen it in a couple tours. The van culture in Immolation is it's a lot of laughs, and it's a lot of making fun of yourselves, making fun of each other, making fun of other people.
Yeah.
All with a good heart. But I can tell that some bands on tour might envy how like stoked we all are to be together. And
Yeah.
it's like a big bonus. To be with these on tour.
It's funny because like some other bands will say to me like, "You guys hang out with each other."
Uh-huh. There's not one of us. There's not the only one of us that's like the AirPod bus guy is Kevin, but that's because
Yeah.
he has a whole nother life. He has an entire journalism life.
Yeah.
Aside from doing merch. But none of us are headphone guys.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve will be watching some memes or some videos every once in a while, but usually we're just like I have a little joke, whenever there's silence, I like to pull out so what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah.
And it usually comes with either a laugh or a shut up, or
Yeah.
somebody just pulled something out and we talk about something. It's
We have our own lingo too, so it's like
Yeah.
some people don't understand what the hell we're talking about. And
we're always laughing. Usually laughing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, especially when y'all are almost 2 months, man. It can either be really good or really bad.
Yeah, well, there's punishers out here. I mean, the people that just like a punisher is basically a narcissist.
He knows the
Like,
process. Yeah.
That's me.
The
Look,
energy
there's
vampires.
punishers. It's not only in music, man. There's punishers in every field.
Yeah, it's like, all right, so like, hey, we're out here having a good time doing the things that we love and having the time of our lives, but you want to have a bad time? Cool, man. Let's go. Let's have a bad time together. No, screw that.
Yeah. Nobody wants that. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that. All right. Cheat said there's no rabbits to eat in Seattle.
There's no what?
Rabbits to eat? Wait, who said that?
Cheech.
Who's Cheech?
He watches every week. He's one of our buddies.
Rabbits to eat. I ate rabbit in Belgium. And where were Liège? I was gonna eat Liège. Well, whatever.
Liège,
we were in Belgium on a day off, and I went with Leanne, who was our merch lady for the Europe tour, and we were just going out trying to find a place for lunch on a Sunday, or was it a Monday? But like the whole town is shut down. We found this little joint. And I'm like, oh, they have fucking rabbit. I'm gonna eat the rabbit, and like I ate rabbit, and I just like was vomiting like all day.
Really?
It was. I think I got a bad cut of rabbit. I don't know. But
I haven't had rabbit.
It was really good.
In a few years.
Did you say eat the rabbit? Did you? So you're from that area. Did you ever listen to 98 Rock growing up? They had the twisted tune, "Kill the Rabbit." You might be too young for it, man. As soon as you said it, that's the first thing I thought about.
I listened to 98 Rock when I was coming of age with radio. It was right when 99.1 HFS changed to when they changed to the Latin music station. That was when I was like focusing on radio.
HFS was a great station. I talk about 98 Rock all the time in Baltimore to Alex all the time. I listen to it all day while I'm sitting in here wrenching. They play good music.
I don't think I know the exact song you're talking about, but it's funny that that came up because that was just a few weeks back. That was like eight weeks ago.
Yeah,
I ate rabbit and had a horrible time. So nobody's eating rabbit.
I don't know what the rabbit. I don't know if it's something about us having rabbits in our yards or wild animals, deer. I don't. Yeah. It could be.
I think the last time I had rabbit was in Mexico. Yeah.
I think the last time I had rabbit was fucking never. I'm not eating a rabbit.
It's not bad.
I'm not eating a rabbit.
Like stew.
Well, this may be a little story. It might be a little bit horrible for some people to take about eating a rabbit. But so I was on tour, and so my good friend Jill from the band Funerus, who unfortunately passed away, a little while back. We lost her, but so I was with her, and we were at a stop, in Mexico, like just middle of nowhere, some small town. And we go in, it was this great restaurant. And then I was like, you know what? I think I rabbit. I'm going to have rabbit. So I was kind of busting her chops a little bit because she was like, don't eat it. I was like, oh, they had all these live rabbits and chickens.
No.
And I was like, oh, they probably got the nice little cute white one. And she was like, yeah.
That's horrible.
I know it's horrible.
Oh,
see, I just
the wascally rabbit got eaten by Alex.
Right. So that was the last time I had rabbit, and I think that was in like 2000. I don't know, 8 maybe, something like that.
I don't know. Rabbit's no go area for me.
It's a little different.
To each their own.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. Rabbits and salad
could be worse. You could be eating squirrel, or something like that, right? Come on, rabbit or squirrel? What are you gonna eat?
Remember, my dad's from West Virginia. I may have witnessed that before.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a thing in places. Well, hey, Marylander, Western Maryland, they do it, man. It's a whole different world up
Oh,
there.
really?
They do a lot out there that I don't want any part of.
Yeah. That's true. All right, guys, we want to call it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been pretty fun.
yeah,
I know
man.
you all have some day off stuff to do. Ice cream
Yeah.
to find and
Yeah, we'll
rabbit.
figure out. I'll check in next week. We'll do something.
Yeah, we'll
And
do another one.
yeah, I'll try to do maybe like some little rig rundowns of Seth and you know, stuff too, and I can send over as well. So
Yeah, the phone looks great, man. It's done great today. It's frozen up a couple times and no big deal.
cool. All right.
Yeah, it looks good. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.